Welcome to Comm110 Public Speaking, Spring of 22. I am Dr. Furman Aragoin. I'll be your professor this semester, and I'm going to be going over the syllabus. I'm also going to be touching on Canvas. I'm also going to give you a tour of your textbook, also how to purchase the textbook, so that you are going to be ready to go after watching this video. So we're going to be meeting face-to-face on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I do have office hours. That'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12:30 to 1:30. But of course, during class time, we can always answer questions for you. My preferred method of communication is through email, and it's my last name at smccd.edu. So the best way to get a hold of me is through email. Your textbook is Public Speaking, Your Pathway to Success, the second edition. Now, this is an ebook. This is an electronic book. There is no hard copies. Do not purchase the hard copies. The hard copy will not do you any good this semester. If you have any trouble with your textbook as we move on throughout the semester, here's their 800 number as well as their email. Our learning outcomes is you're going to be proficient in writing outlines and organizing your thoughts with a clear, specific purpose. Researching and sound evidence will be needed in this course. Also thinking critically as to what's appropriate, what's inappropriate for our presentations. One of the biggest lessons you will learn in public speaking is that public speaking is an audience-centered activity. We'll also have a to be arranged hours. Here, you're going to be getting assignments and you will be completing those in our Comm Center lab. I will give you further instructions about the Comm Center lab later this semester. So for the grading of this course, you're going to have 3 primary speeches. You're going to have chapter quizzes, and then 10% goes towards your participation grade. So our first formal speech of the semester is worth 10%. The next speech will be our speech to inform, which will be worth 15%, and your speech to persuade, which is the last speech of the semester, is worth 20%. And you'll have 16 chapter quizzes that will make up 45% of your grade. Something I want to make very clear is please review your assignment scores promptly. So assignment scores not questioned within 3 days after the assignment scores have been awarded will be considered final. So in other words, at the end of the semester, I'm not going to be disputing a score that happened months ago. Moreover, after the semester, I am not going to be disputing and having to discuss grades that happened about a year ago. That's not going to happen here. So you get 3 days, and if you do not dispute anything within 3 days, it'll be considered final. Here are your speech requirements. For each of your graded speeches, we are going to have smaller assignments that build up to the final speech, such as turning in your topic, perhaps an audience analysis review, a peer review of your outline, a practice speech, and then of course your final delivery. So if you happen to miss your topic deadline, your peer review outline, your audience survey outline, your practice speech submission, you'll lose 5 points for each of those assignments. And if you don't turn in your assignment on time, the final speech, you'll just get a 0 for the assignment. Each of your speeches will have a specific time requirement determined by me. Once we get those assignments, you'll see those on Canvas. You will see all of the instructions and the parameters of the assignments. All of your informative and persuasive speeches will require a list of references using the APA format that'll be attached to the end of your outline, a book, magazine, newspaper, academic journal, and your audience analysis survey will be required for the informative and persuasive speech. Again, part of the process for this class is for us to learn how to gather materials, how to gather the materials that are appropriate for our assignment, as well as how to document an accurate bibliography. All of our speeches are delivered extemporaneously. So in other words, we're not reading these speeches to the class. So this is a public speaking class and not a public reading class. All work must be typed, and you will see those specific instructions in Canvas for all of your assignments. Now your quizzes are all done in your public speaking textbook. So inside your public speaking textbook, we have quizzes that you will take there. Okay, so you don't take the quizzes in Canvas, you will take them in your textbook. If you are late or do not turn in a quiz, by its due date, it'll be a 0 for the assignment. Here we have the class schedule. This is how to read the class schedule. I have things broken down by week, the week of. So all of these will be the Monday of that work week. And so our first week, we're doing introductions, course overview, and I'll assign you a self-introductory speech. And then the following week, starting Monday the 24th, we'll cover chapters 1 and 2, and then you'll have a lab module assignment number 1. Again, everything that we have due will also be in Canvas, and you'll be able to access all of those assignments through Canvas. But I just wanted to give you a layout as to what we're going to be doing, when you'll start to see what weeks we have quizzes, what week we have assignments throughout the entire semester. As mentioned earlier, we have 3 required speeches for a grade, but we're also going to do a self-introductory speech. And here I gave a broad assignment parameters. However, the specific instructions for each of these assignments are in Canvas. So you'll see we have a self-introductory, special occasion, speech to inform, speech to persuade. So the Comm Lab modules are assignments that you will complete through our Comm Lab at the Communication Center inside the Learning Center, Building 10. And I have all of your assignments here. However, in Canvas, you'll have the specific instructions, specific due dates as to what is expected. So it looks like we have 7 modules for the entire semester. So in class, I'm only going to be lecturing on specific materials, and you're going to be responsible for all of the concepts. So I have videos on all of the class lectures, and those are accessible on my YouTube channel. However, you can access all of those lectures if you go into Canvas, which I will show you momentarily, and just click on the lecture link, and it'll take you right to YouTube. While we're in class, I expect us to be professionals in class. Pay attention. If you have questions, just ask the question. I don't want any sidebar conversations or interrupting or any of that nonsense as we get back as a class together. So here I have a variety of different policies. Here I talk about attendance. Participation doesn't mean that you're just in class, sitting in a chair, staring off into space. It means actively engaging in the class, whether it's with questions, observations, and that sort of thing. In our Comm Studies department, we do have a camera policy, and more than likely we're going to be recording our speeches and then viewing those speeches in class. So you are going to be on camera, and your speeches will be open to being evaluated in class, much like if we were doing a live speech. So keep that in mind. One thing I want to make absolutely crystal clear is I do not want to be recorded either by video or audio in class. So when I'm having class discussions, I do not want to be recorded. The next one here is academic integrity, which that means is don't cheat. So if I catch you cheating, you will receive a 0 for the assignment. Something that has been a growing trend has been quiz grades being through the roof. And when it comes time to have conversations and or seeing the implementation of these ideas in your speeches, there's a wide discrepancy. So that raises my suspicion on the academic integrity on the quizzes. Do your work, be honest. We can get you through this class. So please don't put yourself in trouble with trying to cheat your way through this class, because I usually catch people. This part I cannot stress enough. There are no makeup exams. No late work will be accepted without prior approval of me. I want to be crystal clear. There's no late work. There's no makeups unless we prearrange something together before the fact. I have deadlines. I expect you to meet those deadlines, and I don't offer makeups, nor is late work accepted unless it was pre-negotiated with me. Our quizzes are approximately 15 to 20 questions per chapter, and there will be true, false, and multiple choice, maybe some matching in there. And it's going to cover the content of the chapter. We'll learn more about that when we go on the textbook tour. I give very specific instructions on how to submit your written work on the assignments, and those will be posted in Canvas. Here we have makeup and extra credit, so I do have no makeups, no late work for quizzes, exams, papers, speeches, and other class exercises. There are no extra credit opportunities in my class. So please, at the end of the semester, I usually get bombarded with messages saying, is there anything I can do to make up my grade? Is there any extra credit I can do? And the answer is no. And we know about this on day 1 of the semester. So please, there are no extra credit. Email is my primary way of getting a hold of you. So I contact you through your school email. And for whatever reason you prefer to have your email forwarded to you, here are instructions. But I always contact you through your school email and or through Canvas. Disability Resource Center, if you happen to have a learning disability and you have an accommodation, please get those letters to me ASAP so I can better help you. Here we have available support services for you. And our Comm Lab is really helpful because here you can go in and do your homework. You can record your speeches. You can get assistance with your outlines. It's a great place to go to get assistance for all of your Comm Studies courses. Moreover, the library will probably be your best friend. So here is their contact information. I also have contact information for counseling, also for personal counseling in the Wellness Center. They'll help you through crisis, stress, personal issues, and that sort of thing. And here, we're committed to maintaining a safe, caring college environment, so we've established policies regarding sexual misconduct, harassment, and assault. And so here you can see that into more detail. So our syllabus shows us the basic rules of the road. You'll find greater detail in our Canvas class shell. Is we are going to hop over to Canvas, and I'm going to give you a little tour of what that looks like for your Comm110 course. So here we're looking at Comm110. This is the home page. You'll find my contact information here. And as I mentioned earlier, my preferred method of communication is through email. So please give me about 24 to 48 hours to reply back to you. You'll also find a copy of this syllabus that we just talked about right here. And then below that, you're going to have a link to access this video. There's a high likelihood you're going to ask me a question, and I'm simply going to refer you back to the video. Now, notice on the left here, you've got all sorts of great links. The first link we could talk about is the announcements, where you would click that. And you'll start to see that I have announcements that are going to be sent out to you throughout the semester that's going to help you with our class. So make sure you've got that alert set for yourself. Next is the assignments. And you're going to find that I have all of the assignments, and I've clustered them into your participation, your special occasion speech, informative speech, persuasive speech. I have those all clustered together so you can start to see some themes. So here, for example, we could take a look at your Comm Lab module number 1. And here is you're going to upload your written work to the assignment in Canvas using a PDF file only. So this whole JPEG photos from a notebook or handwritten stuff and little things that you type up on your phone will not be accepted. And for example, here you go. Would you rather? And I have like your instructions here and your directions. I give you your options, and I also let you know if the assignment is submitted late or not submitted, you'll get a 0. If you submit the incorrect assignment, that's a 0. If the assignment is incomplete, that is a 0. As we mentioned earlier, once I put your score into Canvas, review your score promptly, and the assignment score is not questioned within 3 days after the assignment scores have been awarded, will be considered final. You're not going to come after me later in the semester saying, hey, how come I didn't get this point? We're not going to do that. Here on this link, you got the grades link. And the grades link allows you to track your progress in our course very promptly. So in other words, I submit grades up to the Canvas gradebook very quickly because it's very important that you understand exactly where you are in our course. Here, you got the syllabus link. So with the syllabus link, you're able to see the date, what is due, and by what time. One of the biggest errors people make is that they decide, I'm going to submit work at 11:50, right before the deadline. Well, more times than not, technical issues take place, and your work doesn't get submitted by this due time. So please don't put yourself in that situation. And I have all of your due dates, I have all of your assignments already in Canvas at the beginning of the semester. So you could take a look at the entire course, the course load, and see, is this class for me? So again, I have everything uploaded for you to be successful. You'll also find that we have all the lectures down here too, and I have those corresponded in your class schedule, what you should be looking at. Here on the Zoom link, you'll see the days and times that I will be having office hours. It's only going to be once a week for an hour. And once I have that schedule set up, you'll find them over here in the Zoom link. So there we just covered the syllabus and we just covered the Canvas site. Now I'm going to talk to you about your textbook. Let me walk you through how to purchase your textbook. So here I have this beautiful link. I click on the link and there it is. So it looks like our textbook is $99.99. And one of the things that I would do is I would go here to add to cart. We only want one copy of this book. And then I would go to checkout. And here what they're doing is asking you to sign in. What you want to do here is you want to create an account. Now this account is going to open up for you so that you'll have your name and your email address and all of your contact information, so that when you purchase the book, they're going to send you a link to your email that you put in your account, and it's going to give you a code, and then that code is going to allow you to get the textbook. So from here, what I would do is create the account, fill in all that information, and then from there, continue on with the checkout of the book. Okay, so let's go take a look at your public speaking textbook. And so here you are. This is like the front of the book. You'll notice that I have a welcome page, and here I do have a syllabus quiz under the welcome tab. I also have a chapters tab, and this is where you access all of the content for the course. There's a glossary. So here under this glossary, you'll have all the key terms that we're looking at throughout the entire semester. You can also do flashcards here too. The resource tab is very important, and I'll get into that in greater detail. And then here's gradebook. And what happens here is you're able to track all of your scores on your quizzes. But what I want to do is go into greater detail as to what this textbook looks like. So under the chapters textbook, you're going to find a button for all 16 of your chapters. Now, each of the chapters has a template to them. So let's take a look at what that looks like and what's available to you. So I just clicked on chapter 1, and you'll notice that I have an anchor over here. So each chapter has 2 pages to it. So this is the first page, and you'll see that here I have the text. And what I did was I didn't make these chapters very long. I wanted them to be a fairly easy and quick read. This is not like your standard textbook that you'll read, because I wrote this textbook with first-time public speaking students in college in mind when I wrote this. So in other words, I wrote this textbook in order to connect with you, the student, in contrast to trying to impress fancy speech communication teachers across the country. So here you got the content. So here I have the summary section. Then I have your study guide, and these are the things that I'm going to want you to know for your quiz. Now, we have to get to second page here, in order to access the quiz and other resources for you. There's two ways to do it. You'll notice that on the bottom right here, there's a next button. And if you were to click that, that would take you to the second page, which looks like this. Or another way to get to the second page is to go to the top of the page, and right here you will see a little drop down. Then you go to Chapter 1 Resources, you hit Go, and now we're in the second page. What I have here is a link to the PowerPoint presentation that goes with this chapter. So you could download these guys, print them out, write on them, and do whatever you want. This is the page where you will access your quizzes. So for example, you'll see that this quiz for Chapter 1 is on June 18th. And you come to this section here under your status, click on the link, and that's when you could begin your quiz for that chapter. So the second page of each chapter offers a lot of resources to help you through this. So again, you access your quiz on the second page of the chapter. You also got flashcards as they pertain to the key terms here, which also serve as a help. This look and feel that I have for this chapter we looked at is consistent throughout the entire textbook. Okay, so you're going to find that all your chapters are under the chapter tab. Here is another incredibly important tab for you to access, and that is the Resources tab. So I clicked on the Resources, and what you're going to see here is that we have 3 major speeches this semester. And what I did was I put a sample speech in complete sentence outline form, which is exactly what I want submitted for our assignments. I have a sample here, and then when we do outlining, there's a checklist you can use so you can correct 100% of your errors. Outlining is a big deal in this class, and it represents a large weight in your final submission of each of these major speeches. So just for kicks, let's take a look at a sample special occasion speech. And so here we are. This is what we're looking at. So this helps you when you're trying to figure out how to do your own outline. I also have that for the informative speech and the persuasive speech. Just for kicks, I also got websites here for you to watch some videos if you so choose. Here I have some research and topic selection assistance if you're interested. In this section here, I talk about how to generate a bibliography based on your word processor or your online bibliography generators. We do everything in our class in APA format, but you got guides here to help you out. So this is very important. So again, all of your tests will be done in your textbook, which is independent from Canvas. So that is a tour of our public speaking textbook, Public Speaking, Your Pathway to Success, 2nd edition. In short, we covered the syllabus, we covered the Canvas shell, and the textbook. I know it's a lot, but if you have a good grasp of this, the decision-making process for this entire course will be very easy for you. Anyway, best of luck to you. Thank you.